Hello everybody, it's absolutely lovely to be here. As Hannah said, I'm Ian, I'm a speaker tonight, and I'm here to tell you the secrets of launching a branded community fundraising event. And I'm doing that not only because I was available tonight, but also because last year launched a community fundraiser that this year is hopefully going to raise over 100 grand for charity. But yeah, it was, so we did this fabulous One More Lap for Kids Village last year, and I'll tell you more about that in a bit. I was told, whatever you do, don't tell people about yourself, because nobody cares about that. They come for the charity stuff. Anyway, I was born in Kent. I was born in Canterbury, actually, and I grew up just outside. My grandparents lived in Deal, so this is the classic drowning, not waving picture. I'm still rubbish at swimming in the sea off Deal. And I left Kent in '97 to go up to university, up to the Midlands. I set off to be an engineer, and I ended up with a communications degree, and then fell straight into my first job doing comms, writing help documentation for IT systems. It definitely is me, which is obviously super exciting. And since then, I've had a variety of different jobs, always comms jobs, both in-house, both agency side, some fun stuff. I've been both the Snowman and Dr. Hillary Jones. So, you know, I have done some exciting things. I was really lucky to be Dr. Hillary Jones when I was working at a PR agency. Working at a PR firm, it's all about storytelling. It's about finding an angle that cuts through, about connecting with your audience, about building networks and then understanding how to use that network to share your story as widely as you can. I was the Snowman while working at a brand agency, and that was all about creating comms that, you know, would connect in an emotional way with your audience to really build that connection between them and the brand. Probably quite pertinently to talking about the charity sector, before going freelance, I worked for a charity, a really small charity, for 6 years. We were in the university sector. There were only 4 of us, 2 of us full-time, 2 of us part-time. We had 0 budget. We really had to learn how to do stuff on a shoestring, how to cut our cloth as effectively as we could, because we were servicing the whole of the UK, doing fantastically exciting, good practice sharing networking events. And then now I'm a freelancer. I head up a collective of freelancers called Crow & Co, and we help good causes tell better stories. So nearly rhymes, just not quite there. And to celebrate making it through the creds, we're going to play the first round of Joke Book Roulette. So I've got a couple of stooges in the audience to help us understand Joke Book Roulette. So here we go. Yeah, help laugh. You don't need help laughing. Right, remember what you've got to do. Yeah. Yeah, right, ready?
Sorry, no, yes. Stop.
Okay, good. James, number 3. When Halloween ends, it's October. Right, moving on. In 2023, two pretty big things happened to me. That first off, I turned 45. I know, I can't believe it either. But like most people staring down the barrel of turning 50, I started to be a bit more reflective, think about what I achieved, what I wanted to do, and what skills I had that I could use to go about doing that. And at the same time, I helped support a couple of amazing women. So this is Dawn and Sharon. I mean, this makes them look like they're really serious, hardcore, dedicated cyclists, but they're so super bubbly and lovely and fun. I met Dawn when we were volunteering together at the Birmingham Commonwealth Games. We spent an awful lot of time standing around chatting. We were both drivers and nobody wanted lifts anywhere. So we just were chatting to each other. And Dawn told me the story of her son, who unfortunately when he was just 6 years old died from a brain tumour. She went on to have a family, to have a career, and when she retired she was like, I've got some stuff I need to deal with, and dealing with that was fundraising. So her and Sharon were doing an incredible epic ride. They'd been fundraising for 7 years. They were 66 and 64 when they decided they're going to ride from Land's End to John O'Groats. So in May of 2023, they set off. 21 days later, they arrived at John O'Groats, having ridden 1,000 miles and having raised 27 grand along the way. They even let me come along for a day. I think you can see in my eyes just how tired I was, and they were like, yeah, no. But they're an incredible couple, and I couldn't say no to help support them. So help them with the whole gamut of comms, from creating a little brand for them, the Jog Sisters, creating a website. We did some social stuff, we did some flyers. We created a really lovely little brand film. If you've never done a brand film, you will laugh more than you ever have done in a single day at work. It's an excellent thing to do. And we did some good old-fashioned PR stuff where we got them onto BBC, so they were on local radios all across the country, and they followed them up on their journey. It was really fab. And just such a nice thing to do. One of our key approaches to doing comms for them was creating opportunities for us to talk about what they were doing. One of those opportunities that we created was an event that was called Spin on the Square. And for Spin on the Square, we set the first Wednesday in May, which was a week before they set off on their journey. We brought 10 exercise bikes down onto the Market Square in Lichfield, and we invited people from businesses across the city to come and take part, give us an hour of their time, come and help us ride 1,000 miles and try and raise as much money as we could for charity. And it was super. We had support from loads of people, from professional service businesses, so these are some solicitors. We had estate agents come down. We had a little intercity estate agent rivalry. And we had some teachers from the school who came down and made their own t-shirts, and it was just a really fab thing to do. And it was nice for us to be able to talk about what Dawn and Sharon were doing, about why they were doing it, to connect them back to Lichfield, and to bring this event to life in a way that people could connect with. What that really taught me was, this is what you need to create a community event. You need to have an idea, then you need to get permission from a landowner, then you need to get some event insurance, and then all you need is people to take part. It is genuinely super simple. And on the back of that, I was like, right, turning 45, staring down 50, done this great fundraising stuff, been inspired by Dawn and Sharon. I'm going to set myself the challenge of raising 50 grand for charity by the time I'm 50. So that's what the little bit of 50 by 50 is, and sort of sits underneath all this activity that I've done for the last couple of years. Anybody? I'm riffling. A number between 1 and 4? Number 4. Oh, okay, number 4. We'll do one. Oh, would you believe? Look, be kind to dentists. They have fill-ins too.
I've warmed up my lunch.
Right, so Spin on the Square was great, but it had a couple of problems. Number one was that we had to sell it twice. You had to sell the concept to Spin on the Square, come and give us an hour of your time, ride an exercise bike, and then we had to sell it again, do some fundraising for us. And the other bit was, there wasn't really a baked-in community for it. Although we reached out to businesses, there aren't many businesses that are just sat there waiting to go, do you know what, I'm really looking forward to my next exercise charity event. I hope it's in Lichfield on the Market Square. Which gave us a real problem with scale. We couldn't really scale up the event beyond what it is. So I did what marketers do best, did a bit of market research, bit of desk-based research, looking for what's popular at the moment, what trends are emerging, where the opportunities are to grow, somewhere that's not completely saturated, something with an audience that will want to engage with us. And then I went out and did the other bit, which is just talk to lots of people, have lots of cups of tea and listen to what people are doing and what their thoughts are. So I went and spoke to a lot of running clubs, I went and spoke to a lot of people that run events, spoke to the council, I spoke to all sorts of different organisations that I thought might have an interest or be able to help with us. And on the back of that, we came up with one more lap for Kids Village. So we decided that we were going to take very much the concept of Spin on the Square, which is bringing lots of people together, but we're going to do a 12-hour ultra endurance team relay, all for charity. And using the learnings that we had from Spin on the Square, I created 4 principles that I needed to apply for One More Lap. It needed to be accessible, it needed to be affordable, it needed to be manageable, and it needed to be memorable. So I just sort of run through each of those. Accessible just meant removing those barriers to participation. And primarily that meant making it free. So we didn't charge people to take part in the event. We wanted people to be supporters of the charity. We didn't want them to be consumers at the event. And there were definitely people that came and took part that, had we have charged them, probably wouldn't have been there. We were really lucky that we had a super venue that made it incredibly accessible. So this is, oh, wow, you're showing me Google Maps. Yeah.
Of an area.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly that. Wow, no, but we all know Lichfield, right? But effectively, this is where they ran, and it's 3/4 of a mile. And this is where we had our camp, and you whoop up on there, and then you're around. We got a car park here, we got road access. It was just a really nice way, but the path the whole way around is tarmacked. So it just made it really accessible to anybody that could, that wanted to take part. They could come and take part. And we had teams from local running clubs who in 12 hours did over 100 miles running around this path. But we also had a team from a local business who, Fiona here, a couple of years ago, she was unable to walk because for an illness that she had. But she was able to come and take part. She did a lot of laps with her crutches, and in the end she did a few laps on her mobility scooter. So it really made the event accessible to lots of people. It had to be affordable. I had zero budget. I was bankrolling this whole thing. So that meant I thought really, really hard about where I do and where I don't want to spend money. And that's where having conversations with people earlier on was a really good insight into what was essential to the event and what wasn't. So instead of giving people medals, which are like start at £4 a pop, I was like, do you know what I'll do? I'll write everybody a handwritten thank you note, which cost me under 20 pence a postcard. And let me tell you, when you start writing 100 thank you cards, it's a really good idea. When you finish writing them. But also, I went out and engaged with the local business community to get some sponsors. So we actually managed to cover our costs and donate a little bit extra to charity, thanks to the support of some really nice some really nice local businesses that came and helped us out. That was really hard work though, but they did it. It had to be manageable. I literally was doing this by myself for 9 months of my life. Who built the website? I did. Who spoke to the council? I did. Who got the runners? I did. But that was the beauty of Spin on the Square, was it would fit in the back of a van. So I knew whatever I wanted to create had to fit in the back of the van. And look, you can get an ultramarathon in the back of a van. But also meant on the day, it was really busy. We started at 6, we finished at 9, doing a lot of different jobs. But on the day I also had a little hand. So I had people that I knew were going to be really good at it. My mate Jez doing the welcome. Dawn and Sharon came and rang a bell and were just incredible all day long. Phil, who's a local volunteering hero, just wanted to come down and help out and be part of the day, and he took a load of photos for us without us asking. It was just like a fab thing to do. But again, the nature of the course as well, because it was quite a short 3/4 of a mile lap. The furthest somebody was away was like 400 meters from where we were. So to actually manage and run that event, we needed a really small team. And that was all baked in right from the start. We knew that we could pull this off. And then the last bit, it had to be memorable. And I guess this is where the value is for a lot of charities that run branded events, is that they want to build that connection in people's minds. And most obviously, it was in the event title. It was One More Lap for Kids Village. We were supporting Kids Village, a local Lichfield charity who are trying to build the UK's very first holiday respite village for seriously ill children. It's such a fab thing that's happening right on our doorstep that it was really lovely to be able to support it. It's there. It's One More Lap for Kids Village. But we didn't just want it to be that. We wanted to try and build that emotional connection to bring a little bit of Kids Village to the event. How can we make this feel like some of those values, some of those experiences that you'll have if you're staying at Kids Village, that chance to escape the everyday and have a bit of fun? How can we bring that to life? So we did a few little things. Number one, stickers. So instead of having pin-on race numbers, stickers are fun. We all know that. I don't think you can see any here, but on all of the little stickers, brought a little smile by, we all know that the best bit of the penguin or of a lollipop is the joke. So all of the race numbers had a little joke on them. It was in little letters, they were printed upside down. It was just a nice little smile for people to have. We asked people to turn the camp into their happy place. So they all bought their gazebos. That was going to be their base for the day. Make that your happy place. So this one was a hula bar. So not only did they have the hula bar, they literally ran wearing hula skirts and their little flower garlands. We had some people who were lifeguards for the day, some people who were from the disco. It was just a fab place. They really invested their time and energy and effort to make the camp a really special little happy place. And then we brought a little bit of a festival atmosphere. So the whole way through we had music. People were cooking food on their little barbecues. We had deck chairs and we had entertainment for the kids. It was just a really lovely, special place to be all day long. The one thing in the feedback that we got from the runners at the end was like the atmosphere was awesome. We started off with a guy doing acoustic covers in the morning that set the tone for the day, and we ended with a local DJ who's he does like house nights. He does grown-up house nights that start at 4 and finish at 9. That's the clubbing experience these days. But it really did. It was mega for the whole way through. And then the last little bit was we really brought the fun, thinking about how can we bring that little childlike, how can we make it something that somebody will remember, that thing that stands out, that separates us from other events. And one of those ways that we did it was that I had in my schedule started at 6 and finished at 9. It was broken up into 15-minute slots, and I had something pretty much the whole way through. But I made sure I had some time in my schedule that I could go out onto the lap, and I decided I was going to run alongside the runners and tell them jokes from a joke book.
Stop one.
Oh, yeah, you go. Oh, whoa. Come on, let's have a number though. Let's have another number. I mean, oh what? It's going to be one anyway. I'm not going to read that one. Well, okay, I'll do one then. Today I spent an hour watching 2 frogs croak at each other. It was riveting.
What's number 1?
It doesn't make sense. It's American. And it was super successful. Right, our runners really committed to it. They really fundraised. We raised just shy of 20 grand for Kids Village off that event. It was the first one. We couldn't believe how committed people really were. We were shooting for 25 teams and 100 runners. We only got 16 teams and 79 runners, but they smashed their fundraising commitment and helped us raise, an absolutely huge amount of money for Kids Village. It was just absolutely fantastic. So the secrets, obviously there aren't any secrets, but if you catch an emerging trend that's got an audience, make that accessible but challenging. Your audience will want to commit. Keep the cost and logistics burden low. It's all super exciting event stuff. And then just underpin that with your brand experience. Then you can create something really magical that helps you raise that money, helps you create that emotional connection with the community. And we're going to nearly finish, with the little bits of advice for starting a branded community fundraising event, which is do it. Just start it. It will be hard. People might not commit at the level that you want them to, but you will have started something. You will have demonstrated whether you can or can't do it. You will have learned something from it. Do it again. with Spin on the Square, we did it the first year, it was okay. We did it the second year, it grew by 50%, and fundraising grew by 60%. People got what it was, they come in, they understood, they committed. This year, we're hopefully going to raise 50 grand at the Lichfield one more lap, and then we're doing another one in Manchester that's hopefully going to raise 50 grand as well. So it should be 100 grand a year for us, which is why after you've done it and you've done it again, just do it again at least one more time. Because everything you've learned, the effort that you've got for that experience will go into making that event that will help you do that fundraising. And then, what kind of dog does magic tricks?
An abracadabra. Something I really like.
Bonk.